I love these in the morning. Good morning to you. We're going to have a conversation today about Neo in the Matrix. Yeah, because I had this thought, and I think this thought is going to be a game changer if you grasp this thought today. So good morning to you. I'm not going to let people get in. I always said, people do that. I'm going to let people come in. You're going to make it in. You're going to make it in. You're going to listen to what I have to say based on the time you hop in, and that's okay. Good morning to you guys. I'm glad you guys got to get to come hang out with me, and I appreciate that you do. So today we're talking about this concept that I'm messing around with, man. I always try to find ways to explain what it is that I do and bring value to you through the concept that lands, right? It's all about the idea that I can place in your head so you go, oh, light bulb moment. Bing! Like this moon thing I got right here. This just so you guys know this moon floats. It's a floating moon. Good morning, Simone Claire. Marie Johnson, good morning, good morning. Oh, she says good afternoon based on where you're at in the world. I'm not sure where you're at in the world. Hey. I wish Anjlavash, I think it is. LaPace, good morning to you. Hey, Jamie Pearson. Love Game Changer. That was Sunday morning to you. Sunday morning. Happy MLK Day to you guys who are celebrating today and appreciate it. Grand Rising from the UK. Hey, good morning. So, Grand Rising. I've never heard of Grand Rising. Have you heard of Grand Rising? Never heard of that. I like that. So let's talk about this today. The Neo concept, and I call it the bullet stopping moment. Now, if you've known this movie, it makes sense to you, but think about this. This guy is given an opportunity to take the blue pill or the red pill. And the blue pill, the red pill, they matter. They mean something, right? The red pill says, I'm going to let you know this truth that might be unsettling, but when you know this truth, it's going to open up the world to something new you can do. The blue pill, can you shout my name's Miss Shuri Yusuf Makadado, I think is what it is. Good morning to you. I may have butchered your name. Instagram is taking my apologies. So the blue pill says blissful ignorance. The blue pill says I'm going to go blissful ignorance. Good morning, Farmer Mima. Blissful ignorance. I'm going to let things rock and roll and do my thing, right? And then there's a red pill, blue pill, two different pills. Now, here's the thing. Neo's given this opportunity, this option, and you're kind of like Neo in this concept I'm going to talk about. You got to give it an opportunity. You can assume that the things that are in front of you are all that there is. Blissful ignorance, go through your life, enjoy what's going on. That's great. Do your thing, right? Or you can say, let me see what else is possible. Let me see what else is there. And for a lot of people in this world, we say, let me see what else is there. I'm not saying some conspiracy concept, look behind the scenes and see what's going on. I'm genuinely just saying, did you take the red pill and say, I want to see what else the world has to give me, right? But here's the thing, he takes the red pill and comes out and it's not amazing and beautiful. Let's be honest, when you take in the red pill and you find out some new information, it doesn't automatically all of a sudden life changes and the world's great, right? You're sometimes met with different situations. Riley Adam, good morning. Riley Allen, you're met with things that are like, man, this kind of sucks. Hey, Keith Alanian. So you're like, well, how do I navigate this, right? For him, he came out and he's like, man, I can't walk. I'm all slimy. I got this stuff going on in my head, right? It's a different world. And you start realizing like, oh man, it's not as amazing and beautiful as I expected. Think about this in the entrepreneurial world. Wanting to start your own business, sometimes a new job. You're like, I want a new job. Take that red pill. There's some crazy things going on. I want a better relationship. I take the red pill of what it takes to be that. All of a sudden it's different, right? Good morning to you. So the idea is like, well, how do we, Australia, MJ, Jane, good morning. So how do we navigate this, right? Well, what did he do? Well, he goes in and he has somebody plug him in and they tell him, hey, you're the one. Think about that language. You're the one. I was like, I like that. Like the concept, like you are the one. You're the one for your dream. You're the one for your ideas. You're the one for your aspirations. You are the one for whatever's in your life. But sometimes, like Neo, man, you don't know. Think about it. He didn't quite know. He had to go to the Oracle and have a conversation. If you guys remember the movie, he had to figure it all out. Where does it all fit? Good morning, Jay Massius. I think it's Jay. It's Jay Massius. So it's like, how do I navigate this, right? So he ends up figuring this thing out. What do? They need to download information to this guy. That's one of the big key pieces of this. In the world of what I do, I help people upgrade their operating system, their identity, to get into a better kind of rhythm, right? When you got a better rhythm, man, things run smooth. Everything's great. But what does Neo do, man? He downloads all of a sudden. Remember, they plug something into his head and he goes, I now know Tai Chi. Like, I know Jiu-Jitsu. Like, they plug him in, pop it in there, download some stuff, and all of a sudden this guy can beat up people and break boards and all this kind of stuff, right? He is in the Matrix downloading stuff. And I started thinking, man, that would be amazing if we could do that. Like, what if you were able to plug into your brain like in a millisecond and know everything you needed to know to run a great business? If you had plug everything in to figure out how to create an amazing marriage, right? To have a job that you love, right? What if you could plug in and just get that? What if you could download this, man? Like, it would be amazing. All of a sudden, download, have that thing, right? And we started thinking, it's far-fetched. We can't do that. You can't just plug in, and you're right, you can't plug in. But listen to this. So Elon Musk, he's an interesting character, man. I love his brain and what he tries to do. Nothing like mine, vastly better. But think what he does. He says, you know what? The situation we have with society and information, it's not the readiness of information. It's not the availability of information. What it is, it's going to be the way we interface with it. Right now, if I have an idea and I want to give it to you, I got to type it into a phone, or I got to talk like this. You got to take it in. Bum deal. You got to know. I got to like take it in and have some craziness going, right? It's a little bit difficult. I'm a big fan too, Jake. One love, I appreciate you. So it's a little bit difficult to get into our brain, right? So if you think about it, like in the Matrix, you could plug in, but in our Matrix, our world, the interface isn't as easy as plugging something into your brain. The interface takes you stepping back and going, I might have to do a little bit of work, right? I gotta read the book I gotta read. I gotta type some things and I gotta consume some stuff. It's a little bit harder. But what happens is think about what takes place when he does get into his head. He gets it in and he has the information. He can do a lot with it. He can go into the Matrix and change things and do things. He can fly, he can jump over buildings, man. He can do a lot of different stuff when it's finally in his head. But the problem is, for a lot of us, we don't get into our head. The interface for us isn't working. And we don't have a rhythm to get things in place just yet. We don't consume the book that we read. We don't consume the course we buy. We don't go to the trainings that we join and sign up for. We know it's there. The interface, getting it in. It's a little bit difficult. We're like, well, how do we get it into our head? How do we get to the moment, what I call the bullet stopping moment? Think about that moment, man. Just if you watch the movie, the whole movie stands still, right? The bullets, they come out and just stop. And the dude picks one up and says, tick, 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 drops all of them, runs and jumps in it. I mean, I'm getting chills, a whole different kind of concept with that movie. And think about this for your life. What if you got to that moment yourself? Because what happened was he had all this information, he had all in the back of his head, and he was going through battles, figuring things out. And then at one point, all of a sudden, he snapped out of it and goes, no, like I am the one. It settled into him for a second. He finally believed what people were telling him. There's people telling you got a passion, a compassion, a dream, an ability, a spirit, insights that people need. People are telling you that, and your little voice in your head's telling you that. But maybe you haven't leaned into it yet. You haven't put the right downloads into your body and your brain and executed enough on top of the time, like Neo did, go in and practicing, to get to the point where you get to that moment and you just, like you just know you're the one, and you can stop the bullets of everything coming at you. The bullets of frustration, fear, and anger, and pain. Everything just stops, stands in still, and then just drops to the ground, and you get to take off into your space and do whatever it is you want. And I believe that's what I want people to have in life. And this is an idea I came up with this morning. It was planted by somebody also awesome. They're like, we're talking about stuff in this mastermind group, and I'm like, that's a really cool idea. Because if you think about it, man, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that moment when you can step up and you can know everything that you know, everything that's already inside of you, everything that's already capable for you. You know you're the one for it. Finally, it lands and it hits, and you can operate at a high level. Like to operate at that tick, because you download what you get downloaded. You're putting things into the world that have got to operate a certain way. And that, for me, man, that's the big thing. She says, why everybody want the bad for other person who has dreams? I don't know. I think sometimes people, they aren't happy with other people's dreams because I believe they don't have some of their own, to be totally honest. I think when people look at you and they see you happy, they find ways to diminish what your happiness is so they don't have to feel unhappy for your happiness. That's my perspective. But I'm telling you, listen, the key to you having success is finding, here's the big key, a rhythm. Because here's what Neo did. He took the insight and he kept applying it. Kept applying it over time. He kept getting pushed into situations that weren't comfortable, weren't ones he wanted to be into. He had this thought. He had a thought like you had a thought. He had this, maybe it's the one. And eventually something hit. He woke up in a moment, right? And you can wake up in a moment. You ain't got to wait like 7 years to have this happen. You have to wait for multiple months. It can happen immediately if you decide at one point to wake up to your greatness, to wake up to what's supposed to be there for your life. And when I say wake up, I'm talking beyond what you're awake at now. Be woke at a higher level. I'm not talking about simply like, I think I can do it. I know I can. No, wake up to it. Wake up and realize, start stopping bullets. Like stand up in a vast different way, because when you do this, when you get to this next stage for your life, it opens up so many more opportunities, so many more capabilities, so much more that you can't see is available to you because you can't see what you can do now. Think about that. There's a level above what you're seeing right now that's vastly greater than what you are trying to achieve. It sounds odd. It's not to diminish your thing in any way, but there's something that you want right now and you don't know it yet, but God is a bigger thing for you. Life is a bigger thing for you. The Creator is a bigger thing for you, but you haven't got to that first thing yet. Because you haven't gotten to that flow, that rhythm. You haven't started downloading what you got to download. The interface is taking too long, and you're not executing what you do know. You're not believing in the thing you do know to be true at a level that's shown with your actions. Repeat this, at a level that is shown with your actions. It's not enough to believe it and do nothing. It's not enough to know it's there, it's possible. It's enough when you get to the level of I'm doing what I keep telling myself in my heart and my head I should be doing. That becomes a game changer when you actually take that moment into account. So my message for you today is, man, wake up. That's it. Wake up today. It's a Monday. Get after it. I know it's a holiday for a lot of people, and I'm going to celebrate the holiday with my family and my clients and hanging out because I love my life. But man, that moment is waiting for you. That moment when you wake up and you realize that the one thing that you need to have is that moment of like, boom, I can stop bullets. Whatever comes my way, it becomes dissipated. And the way you get there, I'm telling you, here's the way you get there. It's a matter of finding your rhythm. That's the thing. That's the tune. It's not the one big bang on one day, on this day I get something done. No, it's momentum built up over time. What is the flow at which I go that helps me transform my life and achieve things at the same time? They happen in tandem. They happen together. You don't achieve without transforming. You can't transform without achievement, right? But you gotta have a rhythm in place. When you get that rhythm and you plan it out and do the work behind the scenes and then apply it to your life, because think about it. I can say develop new habits. Sounds good, right? There's a lot of habits to develop. Well, how do I get the habits in place? It's not about having one habit. You got to have multiple great habits, great practices in your life to have an amazing life. It's got to show up in your health and how you take care of your body. It's got to show up in how you maintain and build relationships with people and connect deeply. It's got to show up in your career and what you do to create revenue, to make money, to build a business, to have a great career. No matter what it is, it shows up there. But there's a lot of little habits, and a lot of people don't understand it's not just one morning routine and one practice I do to work out. It's all a rhythm. All of that's tied to how you feel, how you think, how you operate when you aren't even thinking about how you're doing things, just how you do things. That's your rhythm. If you don't have that in place, you need that in place because that's how you get to your Neo moment. That's how you get to your bullet stopping moment. You just keep rolling, and all of a sudden you wake up one day and go, I don't know when it happened. I don't know what day it hit. But all of a sudden, I'm amazing. I'm a bad mamma jamma. And that's there for you. You just got to find your rhythm. Oh, man, I love you. I seriously hope you take this message and do something with it. Hope it resonated with you. I'm going to pop off. I'm going to eat breakfast before I get to my meetings. I got to do some things, but I just want to come here like I do on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning and share a message with you to get your heart rolling and spinning and warmed up on this beautiful day. If you are curious about how to get into a rhythm, this is something we do. We have something called the shift method, and we utilize something it's called the shift rhythm. It's like a technology we use in the back end that allows us to teach you how to be able to use this technology to create your rhythm. It's a flow. It's information applied to a concept, applied to a tool that people rock and roll with. And man, it's beautiful. So whether you want to launch a podcast, you want to become an online coach, you want to create courses, you want to speak, you want to write a book, it's not always about the strategy. A lot of it comes down to that, yes, but it's about having a rhythm to apply that strategy to. If you have no rhythm, if you have no process, no flow, you're going to go crazy, get burned out, nothing comes to fruition. It's about understanding how to create a rhythm, which allows it to be easy to have consistency. And that's where the magic happens. If you want this rhythm, go to trucksteam.com, book a call. I would love to work with you. So that's it. I'm going to let you guys go. Mel, I appreciate you, my guy. You guys take care. God bless you today. And honestly, I hope you have your Neo moment. So wake up, get a rhythm, send us a message, trucksteam.com. Take care. Love you. See you.